Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And just like that, we say we are live and we are on. I tell you what. Somehow, some way, we will come on and we will do a show. It doesn't matter if anything is working in the studio. We're still going to do a show. And that is exactly what we are doing. So this morning we are on 97.7 ESPN, the Zone 2. So if you want to hear us, you got to download the app, or you can head to our webpage, 977ESPN.com. You can go to our Zone channels, click on Zone 2, and you'll be able to listen to us. Or if you have the app, just click on Zone 2. Also, we are streaming live on YouTube, and we are streaming live on Twitter. So those are the ways that you can listen to the show this morning. And I don't know if you're listening to us or not. I hope you are. We apologize for these technical difficulties, but at least we are going to do our best to bring you a show this morning. Huge thank you to Chad Guathney and our producer Bailey. We've used every piece of equipment we have to get us on. We are live.
Played every card we have.
Yeah, a lot of work went into getting us in. And that leads me in beautifully to last night. A lot of work went into getting the Auburn Tigers here. Knight Eady, Huntsville Sports Commission, the Huntsville Visitors and Conventions Bureau, Joel Lamp, Mark Russell, Akima, big-time sponsor for that last night. What a night it was inside the Von Braun Center. The Auburn Tigers get by UNC Asheville last night. Packed house, great environment for a college basketball game. And they will be back. And I can also tell you that if you are excited about college softball, I can't tell you the entire details because I don't know the entire details, but just circle 2025 on your calendar and Toyota Field because college softball is coming, and it's coming in a big, big way. But anyway, what a night last night. What a night.
Yeah, 87-62 Auburn win, and just like when Alabama's come here in the recent past, the Rocket City Classic, great crowds, sellouts, great environments where we ended up really impressing the University of Alabama. Auburn is left the same way, very impressed with the turnout and the support of the fan base. And like we always say, we feel like we're the hub of basketball in the state of Alabama. If you want to play a neutral court game, if you're if you're Alabama or if you're Auburn, and still make it feel like home, Huntsville certainly can do that, and they've done it in spades every time. Yeah. And they did it again last night with the Rocket City Classic, with Auburn taking on UNC Asheville. Auburn gets the 87-62 win. Denver Jones is in the starting lineup. He scores 9 points.
It was fun to say his name. Yeah. It was fun to say his name because I got to do it last. He was the last of the starting five to go out there. And it was fun to say his name and the reaction of the crowd when you got to say Newmarket. Everybody got pretty excited. Yeah,
and I think he ended up with about 30 family members in the crowd. And as he said after the game, he had not. It's been a long time since he's played in Huntsville because people forget he left Buckhorn, really before his junior season. Right. So and then he went to the prep school route and then junior college and then ended up at FIU and now Auburn. So he's come full circle. Then also Chaney Johnson back in his old stomping grounds after transferring from UAH after 3 years. He gets a nice dunk last night. They only had two guys in double figures, but their bench scored 51 points, and they were very impressive.
Chaney came up to me before the game and was like, wait a minute, brother. I come into the studio for you guys. Yep. I don't even get a text or a message saying, welcome back to Huntsville. He goes, I get nothing from you. Nothing from you. It was good to see him. It was good to see him last night. Doubt. But it was fun. It was fun. All right, 7:14. I know we just got in and we just got going, but we are going to do our best to stay on our normal time. And so that means we are going to take a break here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You are listening to 97.7 ESPN Zone, The Talking Ball. We're live on Zone 2. We're live on Twitter. And we're live on YouTube. At least we're live this morning. Here's a little quick break.
Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Got a wreck working in Morgan County off Highway 55. This one's on Wilhite Road at East Lacon Road. It's someone thrown from the vehicle. They've called for a second ambulance and a medical aircraft there. At Mooresville Road and Greenbrier Parkway, that one reported with injuries, but they canceled HIMSY on it. You could lose up to 4 sizes in 4 weeks with a 2030 Fast Track weight loss program. Find out more at 2030huntsville.com. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Injured in a car accident? Get the help you need. I'm Morris Lilienthal, a personal injury lawyer right here in Huntsville. I've personally helped over 4,000 clients with their injury claims. My firm, Martinson & Beeson, has been helping clients for over 80 years, and we have received over 300 5-star Google reviews. We know that injuries and accidents can be life-changing, and I'm here to help you navigate the entire process. Get in touch with me right now by visiting morristheattorney.com. There's no charge for our meeting. Again, that's morristheattorney.com. I look forward to helping you.
No representation is made. The quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Have a drink at the Open Bottle, a copious selection of wine, spirits, and craft beer from around the world. They've got a full bar, wine by the glass, craft cocktails, premium bourbon, 48 specialty beers on tap, and a smart staff with hustle. There's an expansive, comfortable patio with a brand new performance stage and live music every night from local artists like Lamont Landers, Rob Aldridge, and James Irvin. There's space for your next celebration or corporate event. The Open Bottle on Highway 72 near Slaughter Road intersection in Madison.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, 7:18 on a Thursday morning. Welcome back in. And the big story that came out last night. Well, okay, look, it's the big story because it came out. Yeah. We knew it was going to come out. We had gotten the Alabama schedule. It had been leaked a month before, but now the rest of the SEC knows their 2024 conference schedule, and we've gone over the Alabama schedule. We'll go over some more, but the Auburn Tigers also now, we know the Auburn Tigers full schedule for 2024. Good news for them. They get to spend 5 straight home games to begin the season. Third time in the past 9 seasons that has happened, 2016, 2022. They, just like Alabama, will not play Ole Miss and Mississippi State for the first time since 1936.
That's really strange.
And they won't play LSU for the first time since 1991. Why is 1991 significant? Well, that is the last time the SEC did not have divisions.
Yeah, that's true.
And so,
started in 92.
Yep, started in 92, going all the way to 2023. So Auburn will play LSU. They get to spend the entire month of October away from Jordan-Hare Stadium. 3 road games and a bye for the Auburn Tigers. But you look at it, and you look at everybody's schedule. You look at all of them. Billy Napier is on the hot seat anyway because for some reason Florida fans want him out. His schedule is not easy.
No, I mean, they've got a brutal schedule. Alabama's got a very difficult schedule. So if Alabama don't play nobody, that's what they always say, these from these clowns and these other conferences. They can't say that. Alabama's schedule is very, very difficult.
They have a lot. They are very SEC East heavy. If you look at the Alabama schedule, 5 straight weeks there against SEC East opponents of old.
Well, and look, even their 2 out of conference to where they and the first 3 are all out of league. But I'm just saying the first 2 at home are 2 bowl teams, Western Kentucky and South Florida. So it's not like they're playing. Now, are they going to be 21-point-plus favorites against both of them? Yes, but they're still bowl teams. They're quality programs. It's not they're not playing FCS teams. And then they go to Camp Randall to Wisconsin on September the 14th, and then they get their first bye, and then somebody named Georgia comes to town, and then they do get a de facto home game at Vanderbilt. I mean, I think we all understand that that'll be 3/4 an Alabama crowd, if not more. But again, this year though, the interesting part is now that Thanksgiving is a little later next year. It's the 28th. But what's interesting too is though in most years lately, the Iron Bowl would have been on the 23rd. But it's not. It's being pushed back a little bit to the very end of November.
Right.
And Alabama's last 2 games, usually you would have had Mercer and then the Iron Bowl.
Yes, that's what we talked about a couple weeks ago was the fact that, they're going to go to –
it's going to be Oklahoma on the road and then the Iron Bowl.
And Alabama has never won in Norman. Now, they've beaten the Sooners, but they've never won in Norman. So that would be a first for Alabama if they can get a win November 23rd. At Oklahoma. To each SEC team will have 2 bye weeks next year. Alabama's will be before Georgia and before LSU. The traditional before LSU bye week is still in effect. Mm-hmm. Now, the SEC did have one thing, and they told every SEC team that you will not play a road game against a team that you played a road game in 2023. So that was the one thing that was there. And that's why Alabama will travel to Baton Rouge because LSU traveled to Bryant-Denny Stadium this past year.
That's right.
And so if you traveled to a road game, a non-neutral site game, you would not go there in 2024. I mentioned Georgia. How about Georgia? Georgia's schedule, they have Alabama, they have Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas, Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Georgia Tech in there as well. They do keep that. They have Clemson to open up the year, does Georgia. So we talked about Georgia's schedule this past year being pretty light. The Georgia Bulldogs schedule in 2024 is anything but light because they will travel to Texas next year.
Yeah, they will. But speaking of schedules that are brutal, you talked about that Florida schedule. And Billy Napier, we talked to Mark McLeod on the drive last night, from the Gator Blitz, and he agreed that basically Napier and their staff they're pushing all the chips to the middle of the table because they've got to win.
Yeah.
But they open against Mario Cristobal in Miami in Gainesville.
That won't be easy.
No, it won't be. And then because there's no telling what life wallet will bring in as far as the players go. But then you got the Samford Bulldogs. They'll also be in the swamp. Texas A&M will end that 3-game homestand to start the season. Their first road game will be against Jeff Levy in Starkville. They get their bye. Then they play Central Florida and Gus Malzahn, because basically this year they play everybody in the state of Florida. But anyway, they play the UCF Knights. And
that had been a series that people want. I mean, people have been demanding kind of that series.
And then they re-enter SEC play, Tennessee and Knoxville, Kentucky and back in the swamp. They get their second bye week because their first bye comes in between Mississippi State and Central Florida. Then they get their next bye. And then think about this to end the season. You play 5 straight games if you're the Gators. It's a gauntlet. You play Georgia and Jacksonville, the cocktail party as usual. And then, good Lord, you play Texas and Austin, LSU in Gainesville, Ole Miss in Gainesville, and then you finish in Tallahassee against Florida State. That's probably the toughest schedule in the SEC, even tougher than Alabama's, especially when you consider the shape of the roster of Florida, which right now they're losing more guys in the portal than they're bringing in. So we don't even know what their team's going to look like. The big thing Mark McLeod was telling us last night, and it's the truth, is the Gators don't have the depth. They don't have the depth right now to combat some of these teams. They lost Trevor Etienne. The inside word seems to think he may be playing against the Gators in the cocktail party for Georgia. So he may be playing for Kirby next year. So, I mean, right now, Billy Napier, you're going to get Graham Mertz back, and you're bringing in a really good recruiting class, Scott.
Yeah.
But you've got to improve the lines of scrimmage, and you've got to improve, your football team and get some depth in there via the portal, or Florida's going to be in some trouble.
Well, and you look at Mike Elko, what he's walking into at Texas A&M. He will open up with Notre Dame. I believe that is at home. It just says Notre Dame. I don't think that's a neutral site game. I don't know. Then they have McNeese.
No, it's College Station.
So it's a true home game.
Yeah.
Then they have McNeese, and then they go to Florida. But then it's Bowling Green, Arkansas, and Missouri before their bye. Then they travel to Mississippi State, host LSU at South Carolina, then a bye. Then New Mexico State, Auburn, and then they close out with Texas. So if you're Mike Elko, you get a very manageable first-year schedule as Aggie head coach. You do not have to play Alabama. You do not have to play Georgia in that schedule at all.
Yeah.
Texas, welcome to the SEC Texas Longhorns. They've been wanting to be in here. They've been talking about it. They will, week 2 for Texas, they travel to Michigan to take on the Wolverines. Sandwiched in there is Colorado State, Texas San Antonio, and Louisiana Monroe. But then it's Mississippi State, a bye. Then you get Oklahoma in Dallas. Then you get Georgia, then Vanderbilt. Then you have your bye week. Then you have Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Texas A&M. That is the Texas welcome to the SEC schedule. So, and then you look at Oklahoma as well. Temple, Houston, Tulane, Tennessee, Auburn, Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Maine, Missouri, Alabama, and LSU. So the Oklahoma Sooners have a closing stretch, Drew, that'll see them host Alabama and then travel to LSU for Oklahoma. Not easy for Brent Venables.
It's not going to be easy for Oklahoma or Texas. I mean, this is big boys. This isn't the Bush Leagues. I mean, they're out of the Bush Leagues now. They don't get to cruise, and so it's going to be a lot tougher. It's why Lincoln Sharman went off to USC to ruin them, and now he's having to hire coaches from left and right to try to toughen up his defense because it's still pathetic. But again, he wanted no part of the SEC because he can't cut it, and so let's just be honest.
All right, I tell you what, let's get a break in here. This is always fun. I believe I got that pushed right, pushed right. Yeah, so let's get a break in here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This is Talking Ball on Zone 2, YouTube, Twitter, X, wherever we are, we're live somewhere.
And people are listening.
Well, they should. And we appreciate them for listening.
Yes, we do. We really appreciate their loyalty for and working with us.
All right, let's get a break in.
You could lose up to 4 sizes in 4 weeks with a 2030 Fast Track Weight Loss Program. Find out more at 2030huntsville.com. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Everyone loves Nashville right now. It's the perfect family getaway, but it isn't just known for its food, bright lights, and music. It's also known for football. The Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl is coming to Nissan Stadium on December 30th. Come see Auburn versus Maryland right here in Music City. The music, the food, the fun. Spend your weekend in Nashville. It's your family's perfect start to the new year. Tickets are available now at musiccitybowl.com and on SeatGeek. Brought to you by Tennessee Lottery.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Coralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
All right, welcome back, Talking Ball.
All right, welcome back.
97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you, and I hope this works. Now, I know it goes. I know it goes through there, but I'm hoping.
Yes, we do. I'm
hoping he can hear us.
Crossing fingers and toes.
Yeah. All right, bring him in and see if he can hear us, because I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, I seriously don't know.
We are flying by the seat of our pants. And we are continuing our 41st annual Huntsville City Classic previews, and we are doing it with the head basketball coach of St. Pius High School in Atlanta, Georgia. It'll be their first time in the event. We are honored to have them come, and we've got Aaron Parr on the phone line with us, we hope, to talk some St. Pius X basketball. Coach, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well this morning. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, yes. My goodness, Coach. I mean, we lead this into you. I mean, we have had some up and downs. We are literally running on I don't know, haywire, bubble gum, and shoelaces to make this show happen this morning. So we appreciate you for waking up with us on East Coast time, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, that as well. And Coach, I wanted to ask. I said X. Is it St. Pius X? Is that the same school? Or because I'm not as familiar with you guys since we haven't had you in the tournament before.
Yeah, so it's St. Pius the 10th.
The 10th. They call it X. I got you. Okay, Roman numeral
named after Pope Pius X, who was the Pope in the early 1900s. So we've been around about 65 years, and
Right.
this is our first time coming up to the tournament.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to it.
what attracted you to come over here to the we say the Huntsville Times Classic, but the Huntsville City Classic?
Well, I have a long history with Alabama. So I played college basketball at Birmingham Southern College.
Oh, there you go.
In Birmingham, and then I also was recruited out of high school at University of Alabama Huntsville, and so I've gotten to know a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And one of the folks that I've gotten to know extremely well is Christian Schweers, who I got to know when I was in college, doing some student teaching at Mountain Brook High School there when he was an assistant. And so I've stayed in touch with Christian, Coach Schweers, for a long time. And I know what I love about that tournament from following it from afar is just the following that it has in the community in Huntsville. And it's clear that basketball is so important and special, especially high school basketball there in Huntsville. So I've always, from afar, wanted to bring a team, and I'm so thankful that we got the invitation and we jumped all over it.
Well, and we've also had a famous alum from your school have a good career at UAH, Kearney Lane, because that's kind of where I started making the connection with St. Pius.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kearney played here at St. Pius, and he was recruited by Coach Acuff and his staff, and he had a great experience there in Huntsville. And that's always been such a phenomenal program, and I know it well. My high school coach at St. Pius was a guy when I actually played at St. Pius, so I'm an alum of the school and now the basketball coach. And my coach was Kevin Carroll, who was an assistant at UAH for some years.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have that connection too.
When you were recruited, was Coach Acuff there at UAH?
Yes, he was.
That's awesome. And when you were playing at Birmingham Southern, was Coach Rebo still coaching, or had he retired?
Coach Rebo retired right when I came in, and
Gotcha.
Coach Mitch Cole was my
That's
coach.
right.
He's now at
Samford.
Bucky.
That's right. Yep. All the connections.
Well, tell us a little bit about your team. This is always fun because we see a lot of the teams that come into the Huntsville City Classic.
Right.
We see a lot of the local teams night in and night out. It's always fun when we have teams come in from outside the area because just like you guys, you don't know and have not seen a lot of the teams here. We have not seen you guys. So it's always fun to see new teams.
Yeah, so we have a young team this year. We actually do not start a senior, and as of late we've started 3 sophomores and 2 juniors. But we've got I love our group. They're a very talented group. Where we've got some really good guard play, and we've got a big 6'5" sophomore who's really coming into his own, and we're 6-2 on the season thus far. Kids play extremely hard. We're gonna play hard. We play pretty fast, which so do some of the teams in that area as well. And we're learning as we go. But I love what I've seen so far with our team. We're gonna take a lot of threes. We're gonna try to push the tempo, and we're trying to become a better defensive team. We're gonna press. We do press and get up and down. So it's a fun young team that I've been coaching thus far this year.
And we're talking to Aaron Parr, the head basketball coach of St. Pius from Georgia. And Coach, I believe the school itself, is it located in the suburbs of Atlanta? Is that where the school's located?
Yes, it is. It's located about 8 miles from downtown Atlanta,
Okay.
northeast of Atlanta.
That's what I thought. And boy, I'm going to tell you what, I'm sure you've been watching film and you've been preparing your team for your schedule right now. But that's going to be a fun matchup, Scott. They play Florence at 1:30. Yeah. Dylan Burleson's team loves to take threes, loves to play fast. This is going to be. Get your popcorn ready. Be in the gym early because this is going to be one of the better first round matchups. St. Pius against Florence, Coach. We're really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, they are. I love what they do offensively, and they. I've heard a lot about them. I've heard a lot about their coach. They're extremely well coached, and they run some really great stuff on offense. And as a lot of the teams and coaches do, there's some really great coaches in the state of Alabama. And I'm really looking forward to that first round matchup.
Just to help our listeners a little bit, what classification is you guys over there in Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Class 6A, and like Alabama, there's 7 classes.
Yeah.
So we're in 6A out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice. And again, like you said, you've got a young team. You've got a 6'5" sophomore. Coach, I know you guys are 6-2. What does the schedule look like coming up before you guys make the trek in a few days to Huntsville?
Yeah, we've got a big region game tomorrow night at Dunwoody High School, which is sort of a local, very close to our school. And then we've got a non-region game Saturday night against a team called Mount Bethel. And then we're off. We don't play again until the 27th. So we've got a little bit of a long layover with not playing from the 16th until the 27th, 11 days without a game.
Right.
But we're going to practice next week, and then we'll give them off for 5 days over Christmas. And then we'll actually travel up to Huntsville on the evening of the 26th, since it's a 1:30 tip for us on the 27th. That way we can already be there and wake up there rather than have that long bus ride on game day.
Is this, other tournaments for you guys this fall? How big is this one? And are you taking any other tournaments with the teams?
So this is it. This is
Okay.
We actually typically host our own tournament, but we've gone to an every other year format with our own tournament that we host, where we bring in Catholic schools from across the country, which has been great for us because now our kids get that opportunity to travel over Christmas. I love holiday Christmas tournaments in high school. To me, it's so much fun. I know our kids are really excited. And just the opportunity we've played in a couple of showcase games in Atlanta.
Right.
There's a lot of great talent where we're fortunate we don't need to necessarily travel to get a lot of competitive games. But I love the opportunity to play teams from different states and play teams from Alabama. The tournament is just loaded that you guys have. It's gonna be a really big challenge for us. But I'm hoping that it'll prepare us because 10 out of our 12 league games are going to be after Christmas. They'll be in January and February. So this tournament, I think, is going to really get us better.
Well, it is. And the good thing is the way the tournament has evolved now, everybody is guaranteed 3 games, Coach. So you should get a really good look and some good competition that'll help you in your league schedule down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And one cool thing about the tournament and that we've never done is it's not guaranteed, but if you have some success, you have an opportunity to play 2 games in one day.
That's right.
This is my 13th year at Pius. We've never had that before. So I'm really kind of excited about that if we get that opportunity.
Well, tell us a little bit about some of the names. We got the style down. Tell us some about the names that the guys in the stands or the people in the stands are going to want to pay attention to.
Yeah, so with those young guys, our point guard Harris Reynolds, he's a sophomore, about 6'3". He's been our leading scorer so far on the young season, and he had a big game on Monday night. We had a double overtime win, and he had 31 points. And he's playing good basketball. Tobias Brinkley is a 6'6" sophomore for us and plays guard. He's got a lot of ability and does a little bit of everything, drives it, shoots it, rebounds, defends. He took 4 charges in a game the other night and had he's got his first college offer at Cincinnati, I think last week. And then that other sophomore, that 6'5" post to Marley Elliott, is coming off a hurt knee, but he had 17 points on Monday night and is getting better. And then we've got 2 junior kids. Aiden Portee is another point guard for us that he played a lot as a sophomore last year. He's a really tenacious athlete and defender. And then we've got a junior, Mike D, who is a multi-sport guy who's committed to play baseball at Georgia Tech. But he's just a tremendous athlete. He's a shortstop, and he kind of does a little bit of everything for us on the offensive and defensive end. And so those are some of the pieces that we have.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing those pieces too. And Coach Parr, I'm going to tell you, we've got the very loyal listener base in your state of Georgia, no question about that. And another big topic on our show is food. And we have had a question from a listener. He wants to know if you ever slip out to Caldwell Road for lunch to Dixie Q, which I've never been to.
I have been to Dixie Q.
There you go. He knew it.
Not often, but I have been once or twice, and it's definitely really good.
Yeah, there you go. So we always try to add to our food repertoire.
Yeah. You'll get some food over here. I promise.
We'll feed you well.
Well,
so we have a parent, one of our team parents, who has drafted up a. It's on my email, but she did a whole places you can eat and go while we're in Huntsville. So
this is Scott's kind of person.
Take a look at that over the next week. But do you guys have any recommendations where we should go, maybe to get a team meal while we're there?
Well, a team meal. Ooh.
Okay, Scott, this is you.
That's on the spot. What is the favorite of the team meal?
Yeah.
That is
not a pregame meal, more like maybe after a game, like
sit down place
type thing. Our guys love we're also the South, so we love barbecue, we love Southern food.
We've got a full moon barbecue.
Well, you can go to Jim and Nick's.
Or Jim and Nick's.
Jim and Nick's is pretty good.
I think Full Moon, one of our great sponsors down the Parkway, would be outstanding for you guys.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Full Moon would work.
Outstanding.
Yes, that would work as well.
Yeah, I frequented both those a lot when I was in college.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's right. Because
he knows.
He does.
He knows.
Yeah, those little cornbread muffins at Jim and Nick's. I can eat about
those are good.
Yeah.
See, we travel with UAH and we hit Jim and Nick's and we use those muffins as well. So those are a fan favorite of the team. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to seeing you here. We really do. This is going to be a fun experience for the team, for you, for everybody.
Yeah, we've got 4 first-time teams in the event, 3 from out of state and 1 in-state. So you guys are from St. Pius are one of them. And I've always heard great things about the program. Can't wait to see you guys' style of basketball and see your young talent on the floor. And, again, as we said, it'll be 1:30 on day 1 in the main gym against the Florence Falcons. Good luck in the next couple of games as you prepare yourself to come to Huntsville, Coach. But we really appreciate it, and thank you for joining us to talk some St. Pius basketball this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys on the 27th.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas to you, Coach, and safe travels over here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, guys.
97.7 ESPN Zone. Good stuff there as we count down towards the Huntsville City Classic. I didn't hit the hang-up button in time.
I don't know. We're rolling. I got people saying we can hear you during the commercials. Like, hey.
Well, that's because
that's the way we're set up today.
I got to hit the mute button. So
hey, that's all right.
Anyway, so just
I didn't cuss this time.
That's good. All right. Well, we got to get a break in. More Talking Ball when we return.
36 in South Danville Road. That's in Morgan County. First unit on the scene reports no fire there. And had a wreck in Morgan County that may still be trying to clear. Will Height Road near East Lacon Road had someone thrown from the vehicle there. I think they took 2 ambulances and a medical helicopter to get to take care of the folks that were injured in that one. From routine care to heart failure, Dr. Randall Burns and the team at Huntsville Heart Specialist on Bob Wallace Avenue have the expertise to care for all matters of the heart. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If your home needs updating or you have some projects that you just haven't gotten to, Eagle can help. They install shower doors, mirrors, shelving, blinds, bath hardware, and lots more. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money. What if I told you that Bigfoot is real and that he's making the best donuts you've ever had? Come see for yourself at Bigfoot's Little Donuts. Come in and order from over 50 flavors, all made hot and delicious. Ranked in the top 100 donut shops in the nation by Yelp. Bigfoot Little Donuts. Order in store or online at bigfootslittledonuts.com for pickup or delivery from Grub South or DoorDash. South Parkway, Huntsville, and County Line Road, Madison. Bigfoot's Little Donuts. The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Coralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. I tried to hit the bumper music perfect without me saying welcome back from yesterday. But anyway, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7
like I'm
ESPN
welcome
The
back,
Zone.
Cotter.
Welcome back, Cotter. What a great
Mr.
show,
Cotter.
by the way. Could not air in today's world, but that's
No.
okay. There's a lot of shows that could not air.
Thanks to Joe.
In today's world. Anyway, 25. Well, nope, can't do that. I was going to give out my phone number.
Yeah, well, we don't want everybody blowing you up.
That wouldn't be right. If you want to get in on the show, you got to send us a tweet at 977ESPN or at STysonESPN or at Drew D.
977 ESPN.
977 ESPN because that is the way you can be a part of the show. We can't take phone calls right now because the phones can't connect. So if you want to be a part of this, you still can. Or I tell you what, you can reach out to us on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can send us comments or send us your questions through our YouTube channel. If you want to get in,
we're already giving Aaron Parr like food recommendations
to us on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube channel, pause there. Well, because we actually have some comments on here.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So Chad's doing a good job of staying in there. So we got some comments. If you want to head to YouTube, you can. Anyway, the biggest stories coming out that we've had so far last night was the Auburn Tigers getting a win inside the Von Braun Center.
87-62.
And the SEC releasing their schedules yesterday.
That's right.
The other big story, and I didn't really see this one coming. I didn't know this one was coming. We didn't get any indication that this was coming, but the NC Double Dumb was dumb yesterday. Did you see this? What they did?
I don't know. I can't keep up with their idiocy.
Yeah. This here, I didn't know what this was going.
Are you talking about the thing about the transfers?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it.
Where that you can only transfer one time and be immediately eligible.
Right.
Okay? So a lot of these college coaches looked at kids that were transferring for the second time and said, you know what? They're going to have to sit out a year. They're not going to be able to help my program. I want them. They're good, but I can't take a chance on them because they're going to sit out a year. Well, the NCAA yesterday said, you know what? Forget that. Anybody that's transferred twice is automatically eligible now, immediately eligible to play. Forget about sitting out because we don't want to get sued. We don't want any other things. So guess what? You're immediately eligible to play.
Unless you can't pass gas in a classroom. Well, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but most of them are going to get – there's a laundry list.
You got to pass some classes, though. Remember that.
Well, it's the first semester, so you can play right now. Well, I guess if you had – but anyway, there's a laundry list of players. Jeff Goodman managed to talk to a bunch of coaches yesterday.
Yeah.
And one of the coaches went on record and said, and I quote, "It's blank. You fill in the blanks. It's BS. We had a chance to go over these guys and didn't because of the information we were given by the NCAA. The NCAA flat out told these coaches that if they are transferring twice, they have to sit out a year. Yesterday, the NCAA wakes up and says, you know what? Forget it. They can play right away.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like they're drawing it up as they go along, deciding to change the rules. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with, man. You got to feel for a lot of these coaches with the way the NC Double Dumb handles things. As usual, they're reactive and not proactive, and it's just like they wake up and squirrel, and then they just and they decided to change everything, and who knows? By the dumbasses by the time the NCAA tournament comes around, Scott, we may have 98 teams in it. Who knows?
Or you know what? In this world. You know what? Everybody gets in. Yeah. We're just going to be fair. Everybody gets into the NCAA tournament, no matter what. Everybody gets in.
Yeah, that's what Jeff's always wanted. Put everybody in, man.
Oh, my goodness. All right. I tell you what, a very, very short time left here in hour number 1 of Talking Ball. We're going to continue the show when we come back.
We got another comment.
What?
NCAA couldn't wear your Brandon shirt because they have none. And we'll just leave it at that if people that saw the show earlier in the
why
week.
Not? Why? I mean, we're streaming these nuts. They don't have any nuts.
Oh, crack these nuts, man.
NCAA ain't cracking anything.
Nope.
They aren't cracking a thing. They're just letting everybody
Hope Brandon didn't run off the road.
They're letting everybody in. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's a lot of because the NCAA doesn't want to get sued. They don't want to have any more antitrust. They don't want to be held for anything. And so they're just letting everything run wild. And coaches right now are just thinking, I mean, they're just, wow. All right. I believe that's going to be about it for hour number 1. Let's see if we can hit this button here and if it will take me to where I want to go.
Work out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is done for the season. He had surgery on his right index finger after suffering a broken finger in Sunday's loss. It was a 24-7 setback against the Broncos. That means Easton Stick will get the start this Thursday night at Las Vegas. The Raiders looking to snap a 3-game losing skid. Both teams are 5-8-0, chasing the 7-6-0 Broncos for second place in the AFC West. The 8-5-0 Chiefs lead the division, but they've lost 2 in a row. Vegas favored by 3 heading in. The Chargers plus 135 on the money line. The over-under 34. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com. Money line.
Temperature is expected to fall into the mid and upper 30s for the overnight. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Just got a new wreck reported on the Parkway. Sounds like this one may be southbound near Governor's. Injury reported there. Got a couple of others on the Parkway. One northbound just north of Drake's, so no injury. And we got one northbound on the Under 565. It looks like that one may be in the middle lane. It's reported as a no injury. And we got Jordan in 565 eastbound ramp. That one is a no injury. I think there's a county deputy there. Snelling needs an admin assistant with experience in construction. Snelling, how the area's best companies hire talent. Huntsville.snelling.com. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Last minute shopping? Ulta Beauty has everything I need for everyone on my list. Ready to gift fragrance kits from YSL and Valentino, and the hottest gift sets from MAC, Tarte, and Lancome. Plus, everyone loves an Ulta Beauty gift card. Shop last-minute gifts that will bring joy to everyone on your list. Hurry in store or place your online pickup order today. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead ran away and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. And welcome back in. Hopefully in a couple minutes here, we're going to get our second guest of the morning as we continue to preview the Huntsville City Classic that's coming up here December 27th, 28th, and 29th?
Yep, 27th through the 29th, our 41st annual event. And we are...
keep trying until you get them.
Yeah, we are trying to connect with our second guest here on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. That is Scott Tyson's phone today.
Yeah, well, Bailey, I mean, look, we got to have Bailey be a producer. This is what Bailey usually does for us during the breaks, and so he handles all that.
Bailey and Chad are doing yeoman's work.
Yeah, but Coach is ready to go now, so we're ready to bring in our second guest of the morning.
Yes, we are. He has been the longtime coach of the McAdory Yellow Jackets. This will be their first time in the tournament as well, and we really look forward to that. Again, that's what the neat thing about this event is you have first-time participants, and this year we have 4. We've already previewed a couple of them. Yesterday we started it out with our first team from the the northern and the east coast, up north coming down to play, and Trotwood, Madison.
Ohio.
Yeah, in Ohio, in Dayton, from Dayton, which is kind of the hub, in my opinion, of basketball in Ohio that I always hear about all the time, Dayton Arena and everything. And so we had, we featured them yesterday. Albert Powell came on with us. Now we just had Aaron Parr from St. Pius X, 10. As I call it, but it's 10. St. Pius 10 High School near the suburbs of Atlanta. They're a 6A school that is a Catholic school that's coming down to play. We're really looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to the McAdory Yellow Jackets. And their head coach James Poindexter has been kind enough to join us today on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline / Scott Tyson's phone, and he's on with us right now. Coach, how are you doing? You're Drew and Scott.
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
We are doing really well.
We're doing good, Coach. And by the way, thanks for waking up with us.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Yeah. I know finals are going on, and it's a busy time in Alabama, but we appreciate you for taking the time to join us this morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys having us, and we're excited about the opportunity to compete in a couple of weeks in one of the best tournaments one of the best tournaments around. So I'm looking forward to it.
Coach, we have a few teams coming from out of state, and
Yes.
it's always interesting to get their perspective of a tournament that we have seen each year, year in, year out, and all the fancy players that have come through, the big-time players that have come through. I'm always curious as to perspective of the in-state perspective of this tournament. What do coaches from around the state of Alabama think about this tournament? Because there are a ton of holiday tournaments in the state. You can go to any one of them, pick your pick. But why this one for McAdory?
Well, to be honest with you, even as a player 20 plus years ago at John Carroll, I was it was either the Huntsville Times or the Big Orange Classic in Hoover, with two of the long-standing tournaments over the holiday season. But once I became a coach and moved down, I moved back here to McCalla area. You always hear about, Huntsville Times, and now it's the Huntsville Classic. So, I mean, it's a very prestigious tournament. It's a very long-standing tournament. Huntsville has always had some really good teams and some really good programs with a lot of history and a lot of tradition. So matching them with a couple of out-of-state teams as well as statewide teams, I think that's what brings it. What brings just brings so much excitement to that area. And Huntsville teams or Huntsville programs, they got a track record of supporting their programs. So I think a lot of locals come out. I think a lot of, the program's fans come out, and not just to watch their team per se, but more so just to watch good basketball. So our guys are very excited about it now. We try to take it one day at a time, but I know our guys are talking about it. They're excited about the opportunity to be able to compete against some really good competition going into the new year.
Yeah, no question. And, Coach, I was just studying up on your history. Is this year 15 for you at McAdory?
This is year 16. So
16. Okay.
Yeah. So I spent 1 year, 2008-2009 season as an assistant coach.
So, and then we're elevated. I got you.
Under Coach Steve Smith, and from that point forward, I've been the head coach, so I've been here a very long time.
And so
you say very, very a couple times, like it's been a really long time, Coach.
Well, no, he's established a culture there, no question, and that excites us because we know your kids understand the way they want to play. They've been brought up in your system. For our listeners who maybe haven't seen McAdory, I know I've heard of the athleticism and the pace you guys play with, but talk about your style of play that you're bringing to the Huntsville City Classic coming up in a couple weeks.
So as I said, we try to bring in a really good, a really exciting brand of basketball. We're extremely unselfish. Our guys really do a good job of sharing the ball. We try to play with the pace, and we try to dictate the pace both offensively and defensively. Now, a lot of coaches or a lot of basketball junkies think of full court pressing as something that can't be done an entire game, and I strongly disagree. It's really just changing the mindset on how we're going to attack our opponent from the defensive standpoint. It's a lot of times when we press, it's not really about trapping and creating turnovers, but it's really trying to be disruptive with what they're doing offensively. Mm-hmm. And also, we may need to try to contain a key player, focus in on them. So we use a full court press in order to establish that. So I think that when we play that way, we can kind of dictate the opposing team, dictate how we want them to play and be as disruptive as possible.
Well, Coach, who's going to help you? Who's going to lead the way to be that disruptive force?
So we got some pretty good players. We got Tristan Gilmore. Tristan Gilmore is 2024. He's about 6'5", 6'5 and a half. He's extremely athletic. He's got a really good wingspan, can shoot the ball. He's been a really good player for us. The second game of the year, he eclipsed 1,000 points for his career. So that was a major accomplishment. And I want to say about a 30 or 40 rebounds away from eclipsing 500 rebounds. So he's been with me since he was a freshman. Started as a freshman, so he's always been a starter. We also have Jacoby Whitted. Jacoby Whitted is about 6'6". He's 25. He's not as athletic as Tristan, but he can really shoot it. He's a very good team player, shares the ball really well. He's a really good defender. And got his brother down low, his older brother. He's 2024, Ja'Cory Whitted. Ja'Cory Whitted's about 6'8", 240. He recently committed to Mississippi State for football. So he'll be a tight end under the new coaching staff, and he just took his official visit last weekend. So he's excited about that. And then we also have our point guard, Jordan Atkins. He's a really good. He's been with me as a freshman as well since he was a freshman. Really heady point guard, really leads the team. He's the floor general. And, all of our guys, all 11 of our guys contribute in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, we started off the season struggling a little bit, but it was really due to we had, out of our 11 guys, 5 of them played football, and they were still playing. They were still playing in the state playoffs when we started our season, and and we played Hoover right out the bat. It was a really good team. Yeah, So the 6 guys that were with me during the preseason, they worked their tails off, and we were up 7, probably about midway through the second quarter, and then the wheels started to fall off just because we just couldn't sustain it because we was, our guys were gassed and our guys were winded. But that was, that kind of set the precedent for how we wanted to play and how we wanted to attack this season. So, our football guys are slowly getting back into the swing of things. They're getting back in basketball shape, and our record from that point forward has shown. Even though we played really good competition, we've come out victorious. So I'm looking forward to just continuing that success and just building on what we established early in the season.
Now, Coach, we had Coach Aaron Parr tell us this, and we've also had Grissom and Spartman do it. But have you guys started area play, or do you wait till after Christmas and the New Year to begin?
I wait until after the New Year to start area play, and we want to every year. I try to play as stiff competition as possible to kind of prepare us for area play as well as sub-region and region play. So, and it's boded fairly well for us. And we're, by the time we actually get to area play in January, we're battle tested. And we've seen just about every look. And we play different styles and different coaching styles. And we play a lot of different players. We played Hoover at Hoover. They've got, really good – they play with a really good pace. They've got really good guard play, really good post play. We've also played Athens, who got really good shooters. They're, fairly athletic. They play with a really good system. That coach does a really good job over there. We'll play Spain Park tomorrow night. And then we're also going to play some teams, a couple teams out of Mississippi in Jasper's Holiday Classic before we get to Huntsville time. So, we try to play a very, diverse schedule, to kind of prepare us for just about anything. So we'll we'll start our area play the second week in January.
Okay.
And we'll just be playing area games for the next 3 to 4 weeks after that.
Yeah, talk to me about the area. Who's in your area?
So we've got Brookwood, Bessemer City, and Hueytown. Brookwood, they lost a few some key players to graduation last year. So they're a young team, but they've got a really good system. Coach does a very good job, and they've added an assistant coach, Coach Beard, who does a really good job of getting those guys prepared, as far as scouting, weight training, things of that nature. And then we got Bessemer City, who they've struggled the last few years, but they've got a new coach. And I looking at their scores, they're a lot more competitive. So that'll be a challenge for us moving forward. That's because it's a rivalry game, and those guys are always going to be up to play that game. So we're going to have to be prepared for that. And then also Hueytown beat us in the area championship last year. We swept them in the regular season, and then they beat us at our place in the area championship, which forced us to go to Paul Bryant last year in the sub-region. But they've got some really good guard play returning. They got two brothers, Patton brothers, and they are scoring machines. So we're going to have our hands full with them. But you still gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta play the game. Everything looks good on paper, on our end as well as their end. But at the end of the day, you still gotta play the game. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. But right now, the only thing I'm worried about is Spain Park tomorrow and Austin High on Saturday. So that's what we're looking forward to the next couple of days, is competing against some really good competition.
Yeah, it really is, and it's going to be a great competition for you in this Classic tournament, no doubt about it, Coach, because you guys will be taking on Austin on at 4:30 on December the 27th, and they're a very athletic team, as you know. You guys are very athletic. Should be a fun matchup in the first round for McAdory.
Yes. Now the thing is, we get a bird's eye view of them. Because, as I say, we play them Saturday at their place in their Pepsi Classic. So
that'll be interesting.
We'll get a chance to see how we match up with them, and it'll be good going on the road, in an environment that we're unfamiliar with. We don't really travel that much to Huntsville per se. We kind of stay in the central Alabama area, but last year we did play in the holiday invitational over Thanksgiving break at Bob Jones. So I mean we got a taste of we got a dose of how Huntsville teams play and how they compete. So going against Austin, we've looked at film. They've got a point guard, it's a really good player. They've got size, they got athleticism. They've got shooters, so it's gonna be a interesting matchup with us. But the only thing I want our guys to do is compete their tails off, and play with a good pace, and just play with confidence. I think if we play with confidence, we can stick with anybody.
Well, I certainly think you can too, and we appreciate the time taking out your busy schedule for this week, finishing up finals with the McAdory Yellow Jackets. But Coach James Poindexter has been with us. We look forward to seeing your team on the 27th, Coach. Good luck against Austin coming up on Saturday, and of course against Spain Park. Coach Lights does a great job, so your team's definitely going to be battle tested. We look forward to watching you guys for the first time compete in our event, and we appreciate you for joining us this morning and talking a little Yellow Jacket basketball.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys have a blessed day.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Good there. Good little Huntsville City Classic preview. It is 8:18. Let's get a break in. You're listening to Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
in Governors that was reported with an injury. It looks like they've canceled Himsey on it. Had one northbound on the Parkway north of Drake near Bob Wallace. It should be off in a parking lot. One northbound on the Parkway under 565. It looks like that one has been taken care of. And the Henner County deputy on one Jordan eastbound to 565 on that ramp. It was a no injury, so it should clear quickly. No hose, no mask. You can ask Dr. Sandman, that's Dr. Sandlin, for the medically proven benefits of the Somnodent for sleep apnea and for snoring. Dr. Sandlin, 350-CARE. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff, Popeye's Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com. Rambo Marine in Hazel Green is your one-stop shop for all things boating. Whether you are ready to surf with the newest Malibu wake boat or cruise on a Cobalt or Barletta pontoon, we have a boat ready for you and your family. Rambo Marine provides exceptional service second to none so that you are ready to hit the water in no time. Stop by Rambo Marine today. We know boats.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
All right, so that was the tomorrow's headlines. I hit the button, so that's tomorrow's headlines today. So that actually I need to remember to play at the end of the show.
Yeah, the headlines are we're on the air somehow because we're making
this work.
Yeah,
we're making this work.
Every string today.
We've pulled it. We're master of puppets.
Yeah. Hey, that's a Metallic album. That's really good.
It is a very good one, by the way.
It is, really is.
All right. So anyway, I'm going to say this. I'm going to fill you in on this news here,
yes.
Okay? And I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when I hear this, because I know in my head, here is what I'm thinking of. Ohio State transfer quarterback Kyle McCord was on campus in Nebraska on Monday.
Yes, he was.
All right? Coming out of that visit, he is now telling everyone that he will be moving forward with his recruitment, keeping his options open and looking at another batch of schools, that the Huskers will not be in the mix.
No, they're not, because they're probably paying $3 million for Dylan Raiola. So, next question.
That's exactly where I was going. Is that where we are now in college football, that
pretty much
you were on campus? If you don't sign the kid, then you did not meet their financial demands.
I mean, yeah, for especially for quarterbacks. I mean, you know, I got people asking me why in Alabama am I going to sign Walter Nolan? For what? How much per tackle would that be? You know, because I really don't think he's ever lived up to being the 5-star, number 1 overall defensive lineman in the country to me. Now, he may still.
What's a going rate, do you think, for a good defensive lineman in the portal? If
probably at least $500,000.
If quarterbacks are worth $1 to $3 million, according to Matt Rule, what's a good going rate for a defensive lineman?
At least right now, without the guardrails, probably at least $500,000, I would think, But again, like I've said, Walter Nolan's a good player, but he was supposed to be an all-world player. This guy ain't Warren Sapp, at least not yet. I mean, I haven't seen it. So, and then when they have a circus around them, why would you want to bring that into your program and have to manage it? You know what I'm saying? You know, this is that's the other part about it when you're bringing in portal guys. You know who's around them, who are their handlers, how easy is it going to be to ingratiate him into your program?
Right.
Is he going to play hard? Is he going to practice hard? I mean, and again, with all this gray area, we were talking about it on the drive last night. Do you get your money? We were talking about the Jaden, Rashada situation with Florida, where that disaster, where he was promised a certain amount of money by the Gators who didn't come through, and then he and his dad picked up their ball, went home, and went to Arizona State and stunk.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And he started the first couple games, but he got hurt. And then now they've brought in a transfer quarterback from Michigan State, and yet I think so far Rashada has said he's staying in school. I mean, probably still getting his NIL, I guess.
Well, we played the coach yesterday that said, look, these kids come in, are they getting their money? If they don't get their money, what are they going to do? They're going to transfer. But here's something that was interesting.
Right.
And he knew he was going to transfer, and that would be Texas backup quarterback Malik Murphy, who played a little bit this year because Quinn Ewers got hurt. Quinn Ewers announces he is staying at Texas. He will be back next year. Yep. Arch Manning, of course, waiting in the wings there. So here's the thing. Malik Murphy is going to transfer. Malik Murphy did not want to transfer from Texas until the end of the season.
Right.
He wanted to stay with his team through the college football playoffs. He wanted to be a part of it. He even said, I'm going to transfer, but I don't want to transfer until the end. Mm-hmm. But because of the transfer portal windows, and because of the way that it's set up.
And Texas could go to the national championship game
Texas
potentially.
Could, yep. And that's the thing. He has to put his name in the transfer portal and go away from the program now.
Yeah,
because of that. I mean, is that something that is it just part of the thing where you have the 30-day window, but what about the teams that's in the playoffs, that kids that want to go in the window now, but you know what I mean? Is it, I don't know. I feel bad for them.
Starters aren't going to if they're on a playoff team, okay? It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Because they play a big role. They're gonna stick it out. And then if you see them leave, it might be in the spring because the next portal opportunity is in the spring. So they're going to stick it out.
He could wait till the spring, yes.
He could have, but Arch Manning's sitting there, and Quinn Ewers is not leaving. I think he's coming back.
No, he said he was coming back. Yeah.
So you've got him, and you've got Arch, and you've got Malik, and you got one football. So yeah, so that's just the way it is, man. You've only got one ball. You got three quarterbacks. You're not going to keep them all.
But should the NCAA revisit that transfer window period for teams that are in the college football playoffs? Kind of like so you don't lose your backup quarterback.
Because, again, it's all about when you have to enroll because the semester starts in January. So it's going to be near impossible to do that. You're either leaving or you're not. So
right.
You can't
Hold on there.
I mean, you can't there's no way to make it a perfect system. You know, I mean, unless you start giving these athletes, but then the rest of the student population will raise Cain. If their athletes are being given leeway or a 2-week period or, extra time to enroll, in other words, they give you a grace period.
Right.
But they don't do that for regular students, so it just wouldn't hold up. I mean, I just don't see any way for that to work.
All right. That's what I was just wondering because, it's like, okay, wait a minute.
You either have to be in or you're out. And so if you're Malik Murphy, you're not going to be the starter at Texas because Ewers is coming back. Arch Manning's sitting there, and he's a Manning, and you're talented. You got the chance to play some this year when Quinn was hurt. You just going to have to go somewhere else. And he'll probably be one of the more highly sought after guys because he played pretty well. So there'll be a lot of interest in him because it's just like the NFL. There's a lot of bad quarterbacks in the NFL. There's a lot of bad quarterbacks in college football. We watched a lot of them.
Okay. All right. So, that's kind of what I was going with there. And, hey, just one real fast. How about this name? I've not heard it in a while. Tino Sinceri.
Yep.
Yeah,
Congrats to him, man.
Yeah, he is going to be the co-offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach for Indiana. He's kind of moved up the ranks a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, let's get a break in. 8:28 here on a Thursday morning. When we come back, we will talk Huntsville City Classic one more time.
He's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Corralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Corralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
If you're the kind of value shopper who waits to the end of the year because you know that's when the deals are the best, it's here. And there's no first payment for 90 days. Hi folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford's Make the Holiday Bright sales event. And we've got the best selection of new and certified pre-owned Fords we've had in years. Right now, get financing as low as 2.9% for up to 72 months on 23 F-150s. America's best-selling truck for 47 years. 2.9 on F-150. And Woody Anderson Ford has over 100 F-150s to choose from. Great finance rates and no first payment for 90 days on all new Fords. We have financing as low as 1.9% for up to 60 months on 23 Explorer, Escape, and Bronco Sport 2. It's our year-end sales event, the best time of the year to buy, plus no first payment for 90 days. Your good credit through Ford Motor Credit. This offer ends December 30th. Come by and make your holidays bright at Woody Anderson Ford. We hope to see you soon.
It's time to get ready for game day. That means Alabama football and tailgating. Whether you're tailgating at home or at Bryant-Denny, visit Brooks & Collier for North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers like Big Green Egg, Blaze, Delta Heat, Memphis, and Traeger. Satisfy any palate with our wall of rubs and seasonings. For all your tailgating needs, visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at brooksandcollier.com. An Alabama tradition for over 75 years. Roll Tide.
Everyone loves Nashville right now. It's the perfect family getaway, but it isn't just known for its food, bright lights, and music. It's also known for football. The TransPerfect Music City Bowl is coming to Nissan Stadium on December 30th. Come see Auburn versus Maryland right here in Music City. The music, the food, the fun. Spend your weekend in Nashville. It's your family's perfect start to the new year. Tickets are available now at MusicCityBowl.com and on SeatGeek. Brought to you by Tennessee Lottery.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you on a Thursday morning, 8:32. And as we mentioned, it's coming up fast, and that's the Huntsville City Classic. And you might be thinking, well, if you look at your calendar, it is only December 14th. The tournament doesn't start until December 27th. But we only have 5 more days of shows.
Yeah.
6 more days, really, because you add in tomorrow.
Yeah, and then
we
5
only have
more,
6 more days. And so we will not be here on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get you ready for the Classic. So we've got to get through all these teams in just 6 days. And we do this every year.
Yes, we do.
So we've got to start cranking them away now. And that's exactly what we've been doing yesterday, and we've doing it today as well.
And we talked about it. We got 4 new schools that are participating. We've already featured 3 of them. With the McAdor Yellow Jackets today, and then, of course, St. Pius from the Atlanta area. They are coming up, and we're very excited about that. And also yesterday, Trotwood Madison, the Rams are coming to the tournament from Ohio. And now we're going to have Centennial High School coming up from the state of Tennessee. And it was very interesting when I started delving into this, and I figured out who the head coach was. And he's a name that should be very familiar to us that have been involved in this tournament for a long time. I know you covered it for a long time. I've been, doing media for it and the official book for so long. He brought his team up here from Laverne, Tennessee. They acquitted themselves very, very well. He's now, since 2020, been the head coach of Centennial. He also played in the tournament as a part of the Lincoln County program in the late 90s, and that's Jeremy Moore. And he's been kind enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline to talk to some Centennial basketball. Coach, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Coach, I know we were talking on the phone last night. Look, you guys had a good run at Laverne. You came up here multiple times and did well.
Yeah, we did, man. I really appreciate the tournament and the quality of the tournament. It's a well-ran tournament, so we have a lot of respect for the tournament. But I think we came up 3 different times. And,
that's right.
And, had pretty good showings all 3 times. I really respect the basketball in the state of Alabama. Coming from Tennessee, we're a football first state here, so we don't get to experience the same thing that folks down there get to experience.
Well, for the Alabama schools that compete in this tournament, it usually comes at the end of your non-area game schedule. I mean, this kind of catapults you into area play. You kind of know where you stand. You know more about your team because lots of times you'll play 2 games in a day. You'll know their mental strength, their physical, where they're at. What does it mean for a Tennessee school coming down here and playing in a tournament like this? What can it do to catapult you to that back half of the season?
I mean, same thing. We use it as a measuring stick, and we think that, if we can go down there and compete and get our team a little bit better, it'll set us up for – I think we use a little different terminology than you guys, but we have districts down here.
That's right. That's right.
Our district play starts January 2nd. We're in an 18 district, so basically from January 2nd to February the 10th, every Tuesday and Friday night, are hugely important district games. So we're kind of using that as the same type of thing. We start playing games a little bit later than Alabama. I think most of those guys are game 13 or 14, somewhere around there. And, we're at game 7, I think, right now. So
wow,
we don't have quite the number of games in yet. So we use it to, we're still trying to figure out our rotation. And, I had 8 guys on the football field that I've only had for a couple weeks. So we're still trying to find our way a little bit. And, anytime you can play the caliber of competition that we're going to play down there, man, I think it really helps your team.
No question. And of course, it's almost like you're having 2 separate seasons when you have that many football players because you got to get them back going in the flow. How has the first 7 games or so gone, Coach? How have you guys done?
Well, it's funny. We're 4-3, and we played our first 4 games with 6 players.
Wow. Because of football, yeah.
Yeah, because we had 8 on the football field still playing. So, I was proud of the way that we competed, and I've got a really unique team this year. I've got 3 seniors of those 8 football players that have all started for me now. This will be their 3rd year. So obviously they're hugely important to us, but then I've got 3 sophomores that have kind of came on and are basketball only kids. So it's a unique mix. We have some veterans, we have some experience, but then we've got some young guys that have really, their ceiling is high. I mean, they've come in and really been a great part of our program and are getting better every day. With every game they play, you can just see them getting better and better. So I think it'll be really good for my young guys as well as my veterans who, they've started almost 90 games here and kind of been through the battles and know what it takes to be successful at the varsity level.
Well, with 6 players, are we getting real good at zone defense?
I would love to tell you that we play a lot of zone defense, but we do not.
Okay. Well, then they should be in good shape then going man to man.
We spend a lot of time with our conditioning program, and it makes my job subbing pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's a scene right out of Hoosiers.
Yeah, Ollie. There you go.
Just 6 players. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have more in our program
Right.
with some young kids and things like that. But we didn't think it was fair. We've played a really tough schedule to open up, and just didn't think it was fair for them. And then, like I said, man, we were competitive, and we had to change the way we do things a little bit. Just worried about didn't want anybody to foul out, obviously, or some things like that. But it was really good for our team. And then we got our football guys back a couple weeks ago. I think they came back the week after Thanksgiving. So literally it's been just a couple weeks, and then you go through a tough stretch where you're trying to mend everybody together. And now we're hopefully coming out on the other side of it. We had a good week last week. We won two games last week. So hopefully we're starting to find our way a little bit,
And Coach, I know just from the memories with your Laverne teams, played with a lot of skill and discipline. Played very well, and then finishing as high as third in the event. So you've played the 2 games in a day. You've been a part of that. What have you kind of told this squad? I know you've been there since 2020, but they've never been a part of this event. I'm sure they're excited, though, about coming up to Huntsville because, our tournament has a great reputation, and you've been a part of it.
Yeah, they've already been on Huddle and on YouTube. They obviously have heard the name Caleb Holt and a couple of the other guys. And I told them going in that usually the out-of-state team's not going to get the best draw. So you're going to have to be ready to play the best of the best. And we're excited to play that 7:30 game on the first night. I think it'll be a great atmosphere against a great team with great players and a great coach. And I'm super impressed with Buckhorn. They play the game the right way and really defend and share the ball, man. So it's been fun for me getting started on the preparation part because of the quality of the team that we get to play.
You have a unique perspective, though. You've played in it, and now you get to coach in it.
For the second,
I know it's a high school
program.
Yeah, I know it's a high school tournament, but what do you tell the players? I mean, what do you tell them? Hey, guys, I've been there. I know this. It's a little different feel than a regular season game.
Yeah, no, it's for the first time, it can be, it can create some nerves and create some anxiety and things like that. Just because of I can remember that in our semifinal game back 15 years ago, you look up and it's just standing room only. And a lot of high school kids don't get to experience that. But, if we want to get to where we think we can get in February and March, this is kind of a step on the journey.
Yeah, it really is. And we're talking to Jeremy Moore, head basketball coach of Centennial. And Centennial's going to be in the tournament for the first time. We're really looking forward to Centennial being a part of our event, and the Cougars are coming up. And, Coach, for our listeners who haven't seen your team, in this stylistically, what kind of basketball does the Centennial Cougars play?
Yeah, I think you guys hit the nail on the head earlier. We're going to try to sit down and really defend and rebound. And then offensively, we're playing a little bit faster than we have in the past, but we talk a lot about execution and trying to get the right guys, the right shots, and things like that. But, I think we try to hang our hat on being able to defend you and hopefully make you miss and then pull rebounds and not turn the ball over on offense and get a good shot from one of our guys that we want shooting the ball a little bit, So we think that's a philosophy that works, and that's what we're going to try to do when we come over.
No question. And Coach, I know you mentioned 3 of the football guys have been with you throughout the duration, but kind of talk about a few of the key players that we're going to be watching for to play well for the Cougars in this event.
Yeah, we got probably our best known is Dominic Reed. He was our district MVP as a sophomore, all district as a junior. He was a Mr. Football finalist this past season. So he's really good on the football field as well. But he's a 6'1" kind of forward type guy that, we try to do a lot of things for and get him the ball in good spots so he can score. But a tough kid, really, really defends well. So I would think that he would be one to know. And then my other kind of point guard / shooting guard is Tanner Lee, also a football running back, but both of them are really skilled kids. They're not your typical football players that play basketball. They're really skilled and can pass, catch, shoot, and dribble a little bit. And then what they provide our team is just toughness, competing every possession, sitting down and guarding. Both of them will have a really tough guard when we come down there on the 27th.
Yeah, they really will. Certainly, as you already mentioned, Caleb Holt and Jeremiah Wilson. There's some talented athletes, but I'm sure your kids are looking forward to the challenge. As you said, they've been studying Buckhorn, and it's never easy when you come in from out of state, especially for the first time playing in this event. But that's why you play the games. And certainly, we've had upsets in this tournament. I've certainly seen them, and your team is, I'm sure, definitely looking forward to this challenge.
Yeah. I mean, we hope we can come out and put on a good show. It's going to be a fun atmosphere and a fun environment, and we're fighting now not to look ahead too much. We have a game Friday, and then we actually play Hazel Green High School in an event in Murfreesboro next week.
All right.
So we'll get a little Alabama taste here for the next 10 days.
Yeah, and Hazel Green will, of course, open with Huntsville, and so that at noon. So Hazel Green and Jeremy Crutcher, they're definitely a squad on the rise as well. That should be an outstanding matchup. Yep. We really look forward to that. Well, Coach, we appreciate the time, and we look forward to seeing the Centennial Cougars here in a couple of weeks. But safe travels, and hope you have much success in between. But we appreciate you coming on and joining us and talking some hoops this morning.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, talk to you soon.
Good stuff there as we continue our Huntsville City Classic previews. I tell you what, let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll wrap this whole day up, and what a day it has been.
Looks like we're going to wrap things up this morning with an injury wreck. Slaughter and Madison Park Boulevard. Also had Parkway and Drake. It's gone to a parking lot. Gordon Terry and Greenway in Decatur still trying to clear. It had injuries. Research Park south of Oakwood Road reported with an injury. And Zert Road and Stadium Way also reported somebody hurt. You get 2 pieces of the hand-breaded Juicy Signature Chicken at a buttermilk biscuit for $4.99 at Popeyes. University in Jordan, 72 in Jeff, and North Parkway. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing. We have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Indeed, it is time for your tomorrow's headlines today on a Thursday morning. So I didn't get to do this all the time because we were a little busy. 45 degrees as we wrap up our show.
A lot warmer in this today than it was the last couple.
It is a lot warmer, and that is good. That is good. But your tomorrow's headlines today, if we are trying to fill in the gaps here, I'm just trying to go through all of this. There was a headline that I wanted to throw out there. Oh, by the way, Brett McMurphy letting us know, he wanted us to pass, that the AP preseason #1 jinx continues in college football.
Right.
Georgia, by not making the college football playoffs, becomes the 18th team in the last 20 years ranked #1 in the AP Top 25 preseason poll that failed to win the national title. Only Alabama in 2017 and USC in 2004 were preseason #1 and won the national title in the past 20 years.
So the Dogs didn't live up to the reputation and the pressure.
But it's hard, though.
It is. It's hard to be.
Kind of like the old Sports Illustrated jinx. Remember when you back in the day when Sports Illustrated actually amounted to something?
Yeah, when they weren't woke.
Yeah.
Been go woke, go broke. ESPN sure knows about that here on some of the stuff we have to watch. But, I mean, it is what it is. I know we're an ESPN station, but we always tell the truth here. And, again, there's a lot of plumbers.
There's a lot of – there's also some people that are apprentices plumbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
To use a Ronnie Stabler term. Love Coach.
There's people that yes, weekend plumbers. Those are worse than plumbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, but yeah, so Georgia #1, they didn't get it. So 18 out of the last 20. I guess it does mean something, or you don't want to be ranked preseason #1 because the chances of you getting that national championship are not very good.
Yeah, again, but Georgia's got a heck of a football team. They had a great year. It's just Alabama's been there too. They were there in 2013. You get to the end of the regular season, and everything's on the line, and sometimes things don't work out for you. Well, but they're not going anywhere. I still think Carson Beck's going to return. I think that's why Brock Vandagriff transferred to Kentucky. He'd been waiting his turn, but he transferred, and I think that's why Dylan Raiola is going to end up at Nebraska, following in the family's footsteps, because you've only got one football, man, and you've got a lot of QBs, and Carson Beck had a heck of a year, man, and you could argue that he and Jalen Milroe, because I believe Milroe will return to Alabama, are going to be the front runners for the Heisman Trophy next year.
I agree with that. Could be a problem in Oklahoma. We talked about their schedule. And I did not know this. I know they lost Dylan Gabriel as their starting quarterback, but they have lost their entire starting offensive line.
Yeah, Caden Green went into the transfer portal. He was a freshman starter. I've already had someone ask me today about Alabama potentially pursuing him. We'll see. Alabama right now, if Seth McLaughlin returns, that's unknown. We'll see. He's got a year or two of eligibility left at the center spot, but they're expecting to lose J.C. Latham to the draft, the right tackle, who should be a first-round pick. Now, it may depend on Elijah Pritchett, Scott. He competed at the left tackle spot, lost it to Caden Proctor last year.
Right.
Does he flip to the right side? Is Wilcom Formby ready? Miles McVay? I'm sure that Wolford will decide that. If not, do you go kick the tires on a Caden Green? Does Alabama – remember a couple years ago they brought in Tyler Steen from Vanderbilt to play left tackle. He had a really good year. He's with the Philadelphia Eagles now. So, again, does Alabama go into the portal for an offensive tackle, or do they like the development of the young guys? Because Proctor got thrown into the fire – was criticized early, but finished strong and became a freshman All-American.
Remember, there were people that would call him this show and being like, hey, look, Caden Proctor doesn't need to be playing.
Look,
he needs to be on the bench. He's not any good. Why is he in there?
For about I don't know, this is Nick Saban's 17th year. This is probably about the 13th or 14th year I've had people wanting the offensive line coach fired within the first month. I mean, if the O-line doesn't start quickly, they got to be fired.
Okay, so I saw this kind of thrown out there the other day. Is this the best team to root for Alabama in a long time? Is this the one that everyone kind of, it's like, okay, I get it. The years that they were so dominant and they rolled into the college football playoffs or the BCS and they were good, and it was like, man, this is great. But is this that team that you look at Alabama and you can say, you know what? Nick Saban has said it, that he really loves this team. He says that a lot about all of them too, but I genuinely believe he feels differently about this team, that because of everything that they look like when they started the year to where they are now, you can't not but help love this team in a different way than what you have all of the other ones.
Well, you could say that because, Alabama's expected to be good every year. Nick Saban's expected to feed the beast. But,
yes,
this squad kind of got written off after they lost to Texas early. And Milroe received a lot of criticism. The offensive line did. I think it's a team that during the journey of the season has improved more than any Alabama team we've seen. Because, a lot of people had anointed Georgia the three-peat national championship winner by the middle of the season. And they thought they were, David Pollock and some more of these screw-offs, they basically just were telling Alabama just not to even show up in Atlanta, that it was a coronation for the Georgia Bulldogs, and then they had to swallow a lot of crow, which was one of my favorite moments of the year, honestly.
The David Pollock one.
Yeah, absolutely. Pollock started running his mouth a year ago last year when Georgia won it all. And then really looked like the fool that he is, and that's why he got fired by ESPN. So, again, I just think overall when you look at it, this team's really improved. Now, they've got a tough road to hoe. You got to play Michigan in the Rose Bowl in a venue they're very familiar with. Alabama last played in it in 2009. Remember, they would have played in it in 20, but because of COVID and Joe Biden, they played it in the Cotton Bowl and one very impressive against Notre Dame. But, again, it's going to be tough. You got to play Michigan, and then you got to potentially play Texas in a rematch, and Texas put a knot on your head early, or you could see the Washington Huskies. But this Alabama team's improved exponentially. They've done an outstanding job. Milroe's come so far. So has the offensive line, and heck, look, Tommy Rees. Right? Tommy Rees received a lot of criticism early, and I think he's done a great job with the offense.
All right, so that's your college football talk. Well, we've talked a lot of high school basketball. We've talked a lot of college. We talked some college basketball. Of course, we ran down the Auburn game from last night. Not a great night to be a ranked team, especially if you are Northwestern. Two things. If Jeff from the Borough would have called, he probably would have laughed at Louisville because they had an awful night last night on the hardwood. But Northwestern on December 1st beat number one ranked Purdue, beat top-ranked Purdue. Then last night, Northwestern climbs into the top 25 rankings, Drew, and they get beat by 3-9 Chicago State at home. They're the only team in the last 40 years to beat an AP number one team and then lose at home to a team with a 25% winning percentage in the same season. So just a little college basketball news and note there. I just saw that. And Louisville got beat by I don't know who they got beat by last night, but
who knows? All they've done, is lose the last 2 years. So Kenny Payne, I wouldn't be buying. I'd be renting.
Yeah, disastrous.
It's been a
disastrous there with Kenny Payne. I don't know if this is what I want or
tomorrow
not.
Morning.
Nope, that's not what I want. So, look.
But we'll be on tomorrow morning, Overly.
We're playing this by ear here, literally. So
it's Arthur Seaton, managing partner.
There we go.
There goes Arthur.
There we go. We're done. That's it. We'll see you guys. Yeah, no, we're done. I was trying to get to the final music, but it didn't play. So
better than Arthur.
Arthur's just going to send us out for break. We'll be back tomorrow morning live, talking ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone.